Exactly. But he said the name is very
The federal government has put this together to evacuate Nigerians who were caught up in this invasion in Ukraine. Now, this is the 6th flight arriving tonight. I'm talking of chartered flight. There are others that have been evacuated through commercial flights. Now, you can see them that they are filling their forms, 2 forms actually, and as soon as they finish their COVID test, they move into immigration. And after immigration, they move to collect their stipend, and from there, they collect their MTN card. So I will only use this opportunity to invite other corporate bodies in Nigeria to join the federal government in taking care of this, our evacuees. These are irregular evacuees. They are people who have put their hopes in their academics, and it has been cut short now. But we want to give them courage. We want to give them hope that they shouldn't think all is lost. So whatever that we can do on arrival to make them settled, we should do it. For example, as soon as they land here, they want to talk to their parents. So we need Wi-Fi. This area of airport does not have automatic Wi-Fi. So we need companies to provide this. We need, so much is going into transport. So we need automobile companies in Nigeria. We need banks. This is an opportunity for them to show their social corporate responsibility. It's also time to assure parents. We need them to be speaking now. Even government needs commendation. This is not budgeted for. This is not planned, but it has happened. And government has behaved responsibly. All the ministers are all out there personally ensuring that these activities, this operation goes smoothly. As you can see that it is more orderly, organized, more coordinated now with me here, coordinating all other agencies from Ministry of Health to humanitarian to Refugee Commission to immigration to Port Health. This is a concerted effort. So this is Team Nigeria. And of course, it's not government alone that is Team Nigeria. We need the private sector. We need the business people. We need manufacturers to come and provide. Some of them didn't come with their personal belongings. They came with their addresses. Some have been through a lot of agony. So it is time for some motive, if those who can even encourage them. I'm expecting that Nigeria will set up community reception for them because these people are those who have gone to the war front and they are back. They should be seen as those who have gone to war front and they are back.
I'm a student of Sumy National Agrarian University in Ukraine. My experience was very terrible. It all started since we've been hearing this news since 2019 that there's going to be a fight. So we're thinking maybe it's a normal thing because that's the news. But on Wednesday, like a couple of weeks ago, they came to give us an information that they want to cut off the light from Russia. So we said, okay, no problem, that we are fully prepared. But very early on Thursday, around 5 a.m., we heard the missile being shot at our military barrack, which is almost direct opposite our school. So we were all asked to move to the bunker. From there, we start living our life under the bunker. So we only have maybe like 30 minutes of ourselves. We cannot cook, we cannot eat. We sleep in the bunker, everything under the bunker. So it was a terrible experience. No lights, no gas, no water. We cannot bathe, we cannot cook. There's nothing. It's just like we are in, let me say we are in the prison. So it's a terrible experience. That was why we did, during the first one that we did the protest, they blew very close to our school. During the second one, they blew the power plant. So any protest we did like this, we must experience another terrible one. So the most terrible one was the one that happened this last week Monday. It was around 8 o'clock, I guess, because I live in the hostel and I live at the 5th floor. So it's like the shots always happen at my roof. So always when we hear the shots, everybody first lie down for like a couple of minutes. When you see that everything has died down, then we move to the bunker. Sometimes we move with boxers. It will be your friend that will help you bring your cloth. So it was very, very terrible. Sometimes we have to push each other just to get the escape way to move out of that place. So it's not something to dream of again. After a couple of complaints on Tuesday last week, the Red Cross corridor people, they came to evacuate us, both the students, the citizen, everybody. So we were evacuated we moved from Sumi to Potava by road, 11 hours, instead of 3 hours, 11 minutes. We have to pass through the back. We saw 3 different Russian troops, fully loaded. So it was very terrible. From Potava, we went through train to Lviv. That one is around 15 hours instead of 11 hours. Though they gave us food, but those food are cold, and some of us could not eat. We have to sacrifice for the younger ones I missed. Like for example, now I have a couple of 2 students that I brought in, so I have to sacrifice my food for them, so that once they eat, at least I'm okay. So from Lviv, they gave us another luxurious that took us to Hungary border. So from Hungary, we were there for a night. Hungary gave us food like a couple of times that same night. Then they give us a document to use for the period of 30 days. So from there, they move us to their camp. That camp, so they give us tea, they give us bread, like they gave us meal. Then later they give us a bus. People like me as a student, they gave us a long bus. People with babies, like family, they give them private bus. So they move us to the train station. From the train station, we move to the city, Budapest city itself. So from there, Nigerian embassy came to pick us from the train station and give us accommodation for a couple of nights.
So in Sumi right now, are there some Nigerians?
I don't think so. Because the news was every student should make sure they leave on that Tuesday. So like in my hostel, they make sure everybody left. They collected the school hostel key, and they make sure they check the old rooms before we left to know that nobody is in the hostel. Like for me, in my own school, I can see nobody. We all left.
So the people, were there only Nigerians or they were other?
No. Nigerian, Ghana, China, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Angola, Pakistan, Palestine, all nationalities. So far you are a student and you are in that hostel, there's no discrimination. So they are only packing students. We don't care whether you are from Nigeria. No. They just evacuate everybody. Because we have a group, a Nigerian student group in Sumi. So there they pass information to everybody. So at a point, the school asks everybody to move into the hostel when there is this arrangement of evacuation, because the school gave us meal. So they asked everybody to move to the hostel. So people that wanted, they moved, which I did, and my other friends. Maybe those ones are the ones that they didn't. Or maybe their school. I don't know. I can only say for my own school. So in my own school, I don't think there's anybody left. Because each room, we have a certain number of people living there. So once they are living, they will check your name and tick. Okay, like for example, my room is 520 now. They check, okay, go you guys, okay, leave, then they mark it. So maybe those ones are not in my school. I can't say. I can only speak for my sister. I can say presently I'm happy to be back home, at least after 3 years of leaving my family. So I'll be glad to see my people again, at least to suck my mommy breast. So at least just for a couple of months, I'll be around, then I'm moving back.
Move back to where?
It depends. Like we are starting online class by 3rd of next month. So, and I can't think I can stay in Nigeria, just be watching. I'll have to listen something else.
So where do you plan to go?
Anyway, I'm still thinking, I'm still praying. Then I have to have a couple of conversations with my parents and my elderly ones. So they'll be the ones to finalize. But left to me, I don't think I'm staying too long.
I feel very excited. Honestly, I didn't believe they were going to give us, but seeing this, I'm very, very proud of Nigeria.
So how do you feel being back home?
I feel very happy and safe because honestly, the situation back in Sumi especially wasn't funny at all. We were so scared because we were stuck, and then coming back now, we feel very happy. Thank you.
You were in Sumi.
Yeah, I was. I left Sumi personally myself, but at the end of the day, an evacuation bus was sent to Sumi and other Nigerians were out of Sumi. We boarded taxis, but they were at very high rates actually. We paid high to leave.
No, please. That will look like it. You can imagine that. Exactly.
I'm tired. I'm stressed. Why are you videoing us?
You don't know what government did.
That face what you are doing,
I'm
who among of you?